Yep.
What's up, FLIX family? Here with Britton Beltran on Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. How you doing, Britton?
I am doing great. Just got done with our second workout, taking a little rest before we do workout number 3. But yeah, other than that, feeling really good.
Thanks for coming on. I really do appreciate it. You know, during your fight week, and you got a big fight coming up, so I really do appreciate it.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. I feel like sometimes it seems like it is the busiest time, but it just kind of makes sense because that's where all the excitement is and just all the different feelings of going into fight camp.
right, yeah, I'm really excited to watch you fight Saturday. Speaking about your fight, who are you fighting this Saturday?
Yep. So it's on the 24th of June, and I'll be
Oh,
rematching against Beck Rawlings.
oh, how'd the first one go, if you don't mind me asking?
Yep, the first one was okay. It was a split decision. So, I mean, if you look at it different, like from different perspectives, it's kind of cool because it's like, going in there fighting an ex-UFC vet, and then you walk away with split decision. But if you're someone who's like holds yourself to like high standards, you're like, oh, that just isn't good enough. Like one judge saw me winning, how come I couldn't get just one other or all three of them? So it's definitely been living with me for the last few years for sure. So, but it did, overall, it was my first bare knuckle fight. So, going from that fight and getting a split decision, winning the hearts of a lot of people to then, winning more hearts by beating Paige Van Sant and getting fighter of the year is just kind of leading up to this like epic moment where it all started.
Yeah, that's where I really started watching you was the Paige Van Zandt fight, and also the Jenny fight, man. Whew, I love that one. I had to bring that up. But how was this training camp?
This training camp has been definitely real good and a blessing in kind of a weird way. Like I guess it's like timing is everything. So I know that I had my world title fight in February after being on a 4-win fight streak. And then losing my title was a huge setback. So it was obviously very emotional. And going through with Joey, and being through his tough loss too. And then me and him having our own like medical and family emergency. It was just like, man, going from the highs of getting together, getting married, and being on such a successful, he got like inducted in the Hall of Fame. I'm winning fights left and right. Then to go to this big, huge stoppage is like, it sends a lot of mixed signals. I'm sure everyone can relate, goes to why me? I'm doing everything right. Why does this have to happen? So we go through that, and we're here in Miami and we're really just trying to make the best of it. And this fight is still presenting itself, even when don't feel like I'm able to do it. It's still there. And it's like, man, it just almost feels like I can't avoid it. Like it's meant to happen. And me and Joey we agree and say, hey, we're here in Miami. This thing is following us no matter what. Let's just bang it out. And since then, we have actually been in a really awesome team. We joined Ryan Perez with Jared Grant, Howard Davis, and a few other BKFC fighters over at the KO Zone. And they've been treating us like family, which is really great. I have my friends Alyssa and Speedy that are over at Boxar Gym, and they're just pouring so much love into me and Joey with the friendship and sparring on park days. So it's really just in our blood, and more about like, hey, this is what we love to do. We don't really have to go anywhere for it. It's gonna find us, and it really has. So this fight camp has been different. It's really been, instead of us searching for something, it's those elements have found us during this fight camp. But it's definitely been hard. We're pushing it. Like I said, we're working out 3 times a day. So really trying to make sure that when we go in there, it's a statement to be made.
How is the Miami life right now?
Yeah, well, it's rainy. It's really rainy right now, but it's so funny. My husband Joey will be like, people will get their umbrellas out, and he's like, they're not really from Florida because he's already used to the rain, and the crazy weather. It'd be bright, sunny, and then raining. But no, I mean, it's good. It's busy. it has its pros and cons like everywhere. And but we love it. We, Meta fans, big shout out to them. They have a, cool following here in Miami, and they do fun things. So being part of their family has put us in some fun things here. We live in the middle of Wynwood, so it's like the art district. So there's graffiti everywhere, and people are very stylish. So it's a fun little different look, for sure. And we've had the blessing of so many friends and family coming to stay with us in our apartment, and we're able to give back that way. So it's been cool to share it with the rest of the world.
Nice. Yeah, I've been to Miami a few times, and it's actually a pretty nice place. You don't mind me asking, where are you from?
So crazy. It's a very long story, but I was born in Utah. I was a military brat. So I actually grew up in Turkey and Germany. So I was 10 before I moved to the United States. And then I moved to the United States and then grew up mostly in Virginia. But I just couldn't get that traveling gene out of me. So even living in Virginia, I lived in several different cities there and then bounced around from North Carolina to Connecticut to Florida to here I am back. But I would say overall, my childhood, I grew up in Germany, and then most of my teenage and young adult life was in Virginia.
Nice. I gotta ask, how was life in Germany?
Yeah, it was awesome. It seems kind of unreal, but I really feel like the ages of 5 to 10 are like where you really develop your personality. I feel like that's where kids are really, really sponges on what they're going to do. Like if they're in, that's why it's so important to be in safe households and around good role models, because what they see at that age is going to kind of determine, how they are when they're older. Because when you're a teenager, you're kind of already set, whether you're shy or outgoing or whatever. So anyways, in those years when I was over in Germany, it was very, it was very different than how it is in America and the States, I think. And it was like almost, I felt very loved and diversified and culturally expanded. And, but there was also weird things like we got the milk delivered to our front porch every day. So, and I feel like so young saying that, like, I feel like that's like a really old person thing to say, but
Yeah.
in Germany, that's what we did. And then, when we bought food, we like where we stayed at our apartment, we shared refrigerators with our same floor. So it was like a community refrigerator. So it's not like we had frozen meals. Like I remember when I came to America when I was a kid, eating frozen meals was like the coolest thing ever. It was like a luxury, like oh, the little brownies with the sprinkles and stuff. It was like we didn't have that over in Europe. So I remember, just being like the food thing was a big thing. And then also really just so little parental supervision. Like I had that lifestyle. Like we would go out and play in the park and show up before dark and not get in trouble. Our parents wouldn't say, oh my gosh, where were you? You were out of my sight. We I would go to the park and come back with black eyes, and they would be like, oh, what happened? I'd be like, I fell. Okay, end of story. So we're now, if you were had a kid and they came back with a black eye, it'd be like, oh my God, call the police.
Yes, I've always wanted to go to Germany, so I might have to check it out sometime.
Yep. I think the best time to go to Germany is around Christmas. I honestly will say I've never had a Christmas like I have experienced in Germany. They're like, they really go all out. They have like special, like this, like a pumpernickel bread or gingerbread. They
Ooh.
really decorate and go all out. They're very festive and they have like all these festivities. But it's the most beautiful place at Christmas time.
Nice. How are the people over there?
They're super nice, super friendly, and again, I think that's why I am the way I am. People a lot of times, are cautious who they talk to, don't be friends with strangers. But I mean, when I was young, we did it all the time. It was just what we did. And then so moving over here, it's very easy for you to see me be talking to a group of strangers and then talk to a different group of people and talk to a different, be like, hey, and just talk like I've known them forever. Cause I feel like that's kind of how things were when I was growing up. If you were asked a question, you talk and had a conversation. You weren't so like weary and like, guarded when it comes to people like over here.
Yeah. Um, Sorry, mine went blank.
Mhm.
So pre-fight meals, like what would your pre-fight meal go like be?
Yeah, I'm actually super excited. I'm starting with a new meal prep company. So huge shout out to Miami, the Healthy Kitchen Miami. So down here, they're kind of more like 40 minutes away from me, but when we meet up, they give me my meals for the week. And so that's super exciting. It helps me get all my nutrition, carbs, proteins, be fueled for workouts and recover from workouts. So just eating good, clean things, like oatmeal, egg whites, spinach. I love salmon. I'm definitely a big seafood
Ooh,
person.
for sure, for sure. I love salmon. Salmon's
Yep, and I've really been kicking it up on the kale here lately. I
oh yeah.
usually don't, but when I'm in fight camp, I try to put kale in everything.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Have you ever had calamari?
Yes, I love calamari. That's one of my things during fight camp. I actually stay away from because the most I like it is fried calamari. So
Yeah.
out of fight camp, I'm like, that's my one thing. I'm like, oh, I can't wait. When I'm done and out of fight camp, I'm gonna get fried calamari, and we usually order it like a crap load of times.
How do you feel about shrimp? I gotta ask.
That's funny because it's the opposite. I love shrimp, but not fried. So like calamari is the best fried, where shrimp is like, grilled, sauteed. I love it with the peel and eat shrimp. I don't really like cocktail shrimp, and I don't like fried shrimp. But other than that, it's pretty good.
That's very understandable. So what's your favorite food? Since we're talking about food.
I know. It's gonna be a funny one, but I get asked a lot, and I'm like, I should just go straight to it. But it's quiche. So I think if I like literally was to have a favorite food, it would be quiche. It's so good. I love it. Anytime I go anywhere, it doesn't matter what's else on the menu. If they're serving quiche, I'm getting that.
Yeah. I'd say my favorite's probably like some wings or something. That's probably my go-to.
Yeah. I like wings, but it's like it depends where you get them. Like you can be super disappointed and salty with wings, where there's sometimes wings are like, oh my God, they're the best wings ever.
Yeah, that is very true too. Um, Back to talking about like going places and stuff like that. Where's your favorite place you have fought?
That I fought. That's a good question. You know what? I would probably have to say Atlantic City, New Jersey. Just because I feel like it was like an iconic. It was the first time I really made it to like a big, big venue. It was at the old Taj Mahal. So when you walked in, it had like the rooms where they would have like the actors and actresses' names on, like your old school Hollywood kind of vibe. The boardwalk was there. They put us in a nice hotel. They just gave us the stardom treatment, and then fighting in that arena on that ring was really, really awesome. It was on a Vander Holyfield card, so it was just a really good, it was really good people, good quality card, good quality people in attendance. So, yeah, I think that's my favorite.
Nice, nice. Who was your toughest opponent?
My toughest opponent, I mean, I really guess uh, I would say, I guess I would say Christine, because I fought her twice now, and had a losing outcome both times and got cut both times. So that really sucked. I was really hoping to get it and fix it this last fight. And I still think I got it in me. I still think, I have the game plan and what it takes to beat her. So I just really got to earn that spot and prove back to that. But, she is bigger too, which makes her a tough opponent. She works hard. She goes crazy in her gym and her training videos. She's crazy in her persona and her personality. So, she can be really abrasive and tough. So, she's not a pushover. And, she takes things very serious. So it's definitely someone who's not, maybe who would be distracted by like, the modeling aspect or a different type of job aspect. So it seems like fighting is her life. And then not only that, she's a lot bigger than me. We're talking about when we fought, a difference of 20 pounds. So, she's weighing in 142 on fight day, and I'm still hanging around 123, 125. So she's just a tough opponent being bigger, which I've definitely fought bigger people before. So, I try not to use it as an excuse, but it's just kind of something in my head that sticks to, all right, this person's way bigger than me and they're super focused and dedicated. They're a tough opponent.
Yeah, that's very true. Before we head out, I won't keep you long because I know you got a busy week. Do you have a fight prediction for this week?
Yep.
Right
And your
away.
volume is just cut down a little bit.
Can you hear me?
A little bit better.
Okay. How do you see the fight going Friday?
Okay, so I see the fight really, really again focus on being technical. It seems like my opponents really always want to down me on being wild and having like a panic button. And I feel like I've proven that time and time over again that I'm way more technical. I have way more skills than these people are giving me credit for. So I'm super excited. So I think that this fight, I'm going to go in. She's going to underestimate me. And I feel like we're going to put on a freaking boxing clinic. I don't even think it's going to be something that I drag her to the dirt and embarrass her. I'm really just going to outclass and outshow her. And at the end, I hope she appreciates my skill and says, wow, your skill is way better than mine. And that's really what I'm looking to show. Not that I work harder because I do. I have more heart because I do. I want it to be, I have more skill. So that's what I'm trying to demonstrate and really just put a boxing clinic.
Yeah, that's what I believe you'll do. I really do believe you'll put on a boxing clinic. And I know you have skills 'cause I've watched pretty much all your fights. But before we go, do you have like any social media or anybody you would want to shout out?
Really just shout out, again to my husband. He's definitely my number one and my biggest rock. My kids, Peyton and Paris, they've been really active. Especially my daughter and giving me texts every day saying, I know you're gonna win and train hard. And then Ryan Perez, the BKFC cheat code, Danielle Pitbull, my sparring partner, again, Alyssa and Speedy over at BoxR. They've really, it really kind of goes to show like what a real queen is somebody who's made by the people and for the people. And I'm really showing that right now that these people are putting so much into me and I'm not going to let them down. Uh, let's see, Ray Neff over in California, he's on board. Nat Fit, I'm going to give them a super big shout out because they've been giving me my BCAAs and protein to keep it through this fight camp. So if you guys need bomb protein or really good, the tasty BCAA powder, which I know can be sometimes kind of hard, definitely check out Nat Fit. They're definitely my first and number one sponsor. So super big shout out to them. Other than that, everybody, there's a lot of great people that are on Team Britain. So shout out to all of you guys, and I can't wait to make you proud again, June 24th.
Yep, I'm excited. And once again, it's an honor to have you. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I really appreciate you wanting to hear from me and take your time to care what I have to say and my input. So it means a lot to me.
All right, respect and big fan.
All right. See you soon.
See you soon. Good luck.
Bye.